My fiance came home from work. Right away I noticed he had a bottle. I knew that wasn't a good sign. Things hadn't been going very well lately.
Louise came to us after a long history of traumatic abuse throughout her life, starting with childhood sexual assaults, and then later in life she had a brutal assault that resulted in a traumatic brain injury, and then eventually came to us when her boyfriend at the time had tried to strangle her.
He had his hands around my throat, just like this. As I was taking my last breath, I said goodbye to my kids. The next thing I remember, I feel somebody sitting me up against the wall in my bedroom. I realize it's him. I can smell his breath, the rum. My fiance, who I was going to spend the rest of my life with, punched his right hand through the wall and his left hand through my breast, breaking my breastbone, my 6th rib, damaging my breast tissue so bad that most of it's been removed. I wasn't going out like that.
Abuse in later life is specifically when it's abuse by somebody that's significant to the person who's experiencing the abuse. And it might take many forms. There's physical violence or the threat of it. And it also could include sexual abuse. Oftentimes it includes some kind of neglect. It might include financial exploitation. That's one that we're really seeing a lot of.
Louise came to work with me in July of last year. I received the referral, I believe it was July 29th. She was a spitfire. Through all of the pain and suffering, she just had this light inside of her that was beaming of just faith, and she knew she was going to get through this, but she knew that she needed assistance getting through this. And she was ambitious and remained steadfast that she was not going back and that she was going to move past this.
The Alexandra House people were so kind. Megan was my moral support. I couldn't make a move without calling her. In the morning when my feet hit the ground, Megan is the person I called. She made sure I had the gas money, gas cards to get to my therapy appointments, to my doctor appointments.
Alexandra House has helped Louise with multiple services. When she was assaulted in a home that she shared with her abuser. A no contact order was put on the abuser, so she was able to stay in the home. However, she was used to dividing the bills in between the two of them.
I went from a $4,000 income of paying bills to $967 Social Security. It wasn't enough. Through the Alexandra House, they helped me with utilities. They helped me with getting a lawyer to negotiate an extension to be able to let me stay in the house.
In Aging Services, we provide older adults who are experiencing abuse support and resources. We help with navigating the legal system. We also help with transportation, so sometimes people have a difficult time getting to support groups or mental health resources. We help get connected to other community programs, so whether that be Meals on Wheels or a senior outreach worker, or having somebody come out and help you apply for county benefits, getting connected to resources that are available.
Louise wanted her voice to be heard, and she wanted at his trial or sentencing to be able to talk about what had happened to her. So we worked and looked at different examples of victim impact statements. The day before sentencing, Louise called me and she said, I'm just gonna wing this. I'm just going to let what is supposed to come to me tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say what I need to say. And so I picked her up and we went to court the next day.
I walked up to that podium and I said, Your Honor, I stand here not only for me, but on behalf of all of the victims. No one in this world deserves to be a victim.
She just was the most courageous person. She said what she needed to say, and she said it in such a strong, poised manner that showed, you have done this to me, you have hurt me, but I have persevered, and I will get through this, and I will never let you affect me again. And it was just the most amazing thing I have ever heard.
I gave my statement. I thanked the judge for listening to me. And I walked out of that courthouse with my head held high, right past my abuser.
I admire the courage of all of our clients that come to Alexander House. It's a very courageous action, and it's terrifying. And when you have been so locked down by this ball and chain for years, and then able to get away from it and release those shackles, and the steps that it takes to make that happen, that is huge and courageous, if you ask me.